check me. Every chance you get, bet your weak ass wanna dress me.
Now before we even get into HISS week, I need to take y'all back to 2022 when Drake and 21 Savage released Her Loss, which contained the track Circo Loco, in which Drake rapped,
"Way I'm dressed until I've been to $1,000. This bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion."
Now obviously this is about women lying about getting surgery, saying their body is real when it's fake. But it's also obviously a play on the controversy that surrounded the shooting with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. It's one of the many moments in rap where the bar is clever and messy at the same time. Megan got on Twitter and she was not having it. "Stop using my shooting for clout, bitch ass niggas. Since when the fuck is it cool to joke about women getting shot? You niggas, especially rap niggas, are lame. Ready to boycott bout shoes and clothes but dogpile on a black woman when she say one of y'all homeboys abused her. And when the motherfucking facts come out, remember all y'all hoe ass favorite rappers that stood behind a nigga that shot a female. People attack me, y'all go up for it. I defend myself, now I'm doing too much. Every time it never ends, and this did not happen until I came out and said I got shot. Y'all don't fuck with me, okay? Cool, fuck it, bye." Now situations like this are complicated because rappers always pull from pop culture. They pull from current events. We have bars about O.J. Simpson murdering people, wordplay about Tina Turner being beat, you know, schemes about Michael Jackson and his death and the rumors with the kids, bars about Anna Nicole Smith, hell, bars about the Twin Towers falling and being bombed. There's bars about Columbine. Even this year after HISS, Eminem also rapped,
"If I was to ask for Megan Thee Stallion if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at a feat?"
Clearly, Feet is about a feature, but it's also a play on her being shot in the foot. Meg is one of the most prominent female rappers out right now. The shooting was one of the biggest pop culture events of the decade and definitely of the pandemic. And whether we like it or not, it's like part of the stratosphere. Like, it's in the public conscience, it's part of history, and I think it's gonna be referenced many more times in the future. Last year, Nicki Minaj dropped Red Ruby to Sleaze and she rapped,
700 on the horses when we fixin' to leave, but I don't fuck with horses since Christopher Reeves.
Now clearly this is about her leaving the function in a car with 700 horsepower, but clarifying that she's not talking about an actual horse, which is a signature like Nicki tactic.
Hey yo, ain't talking housewives, but I'm in the Porsche. Dick bigger than a tower, I ain't talking about Eiffels. I keep a sniper, I ain't talking about Wesley. I must have about 1 million on me right now, and I ain't talking about that Lil Wayne record.
Etc, etc, etc. 700 on them horses when we fixin' to leave, but I don't fuck with horses since Christopher Reeve. Again, clearly about cars, clearly an immaculate rhyme scheme, fixin' to leave Christopher Reeve, but just enough ambiguity to where it could be, I don't like that bitch Megan Thee Stallion. Which is of course the most simple-minded take, which means that's where the blogs took it and ran with it. Now Drake and Eminem's were a bit more direct references. When people were freaking out about Red Ruby, I was kind of like, okay, are we gonna freak out every time a rapper mentions a horse? Like, there's still animals out there, guys, alright? The horse bars are not gonna go away just because Megan Thee Stallion debuted into the rap game. Now before I continue, I want to show y'all my Apple Music replay albums so y'all can sympathize with me and understand that I am truly unbiased. I love Nicki Minaj and I love Megan Thee Stallion. Pink Friday 2 is my most played album. Megan is right underneath despite coming out in June. And Act 2 is right after Big Sean, even though it hasn't even been out for 3 months. My top play artist, number 1 is Nicki Minaj and number 2 is Megan Thee Stallion. January 26th, 2024 kicked off one of the most stressful weeks of my life. Megan Thee Stallion dropped HISS. The song is great, the visual is great, she was getting a lot off her chest. I feel like you could sense the anger, her just releasing everything, and by this point it had been just over a year and some months since Circo Loco and about a year since Red Ruby. But Megan dealt with so much stuff even outside of music that happened over the last few years that I feel like culminated in the energy of this song. Now, Megan was firing off shots this entire track front to back, okay? But there was one line that sucked the energy out of the room.
These hoes don't be mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Megan's Law. I don't really know what the problem is, but I guarantee y'all don't want me to start.
Historic. Megan's Law is a federal law that requires registered sex offenders to provide their personal information to local law enforcement agencies. And if you didn't know, Nicki's husband was convicted of attempted rape when he was 15 years old, and he served 4 years in jail and is on the registry for the rest of his life. And whether Megan was talking about Nicki's husband or not, whether there's other rappers who are in Nicki's husband's situation or not, whoever the bar was for, Nicki received it, and it was game on. Nicki was tweeting nonstop. She was writing essays. She got on Instagram Live and started screaming.
Fucking no, bitch. I fucking dare you, bitch. And I know you listening right now, you fragment foot bitch. You dirty fucking ran through bird ass, bum ass bitch.
Nicki lost her motherfucking mind, and everybody thought that she was on coke and was having a psychotic break. Now, I was in Leavenworth that weekend, which is like this cute little snow village in Washington State. And when I tell y'all, my phone was on fire, okay? My group chats were in disarray. Everybody was losing their shit, and I'm just trying to enjoy myself and disconnect. Like, this is a time where I'm not even really supposed to be looking at my phone like that. And honestly, I feel bad for those of you who witnessed all of that and who were like seeing it all in real time and in the live and on Twitter heavy, because I got back home Sunday night around the time that she was about to drop Bigfoot, and listening to that song for the first time was one of the most hilarious experiences of my life. The internet was in shambles for the entire week, and this is my favorite thing to come out of the entire situation.
Hello?
Ho, the things that you've lied about, even pertaining to your mom, you don't want them out, okay? Now, since you think it's funny to speak about people's families, we'll all join in.
Meg didn't respond to Bigfoot that week. HISS ended up debuting at number 1 on the Hot 100. Bigfoot ended up debuting at number 23. And then everything kind of just stopped. Now, according to Billboard, looking back, Bigfoot debuted with 4.1 million streams. HISS debuted with 3.2 million streams, dropped 27% to 2.3 million, then jumped back up to 3.8 million on Monday after Nicki released Bigfoot. Now, the reason I pointed out the numbers is because of what happened next and what actually played out way later that has nothing to do with Meg and Nicki. And honestly, why this is even on Overexposed for me. Billboard pointed out how beef is ultimately good for music business and profit, right? His week had the potential and honestly showed signs of being something really great. When Kendrick and Drake went at it, and I'm not gonna get too deep into this because clearly they're going to be on the countdown, there was this tit for tat, there was this hunger and this energy that was entertaining to witness. Like, I'm never going to forget that beef. Was Bigfoot a great song? Absolutely the fuck not, okay? I think it was a warning shot. And judging by Megan's complete silence, I can only assume that the warning was effective. There seems to be this consensus, mainly online, that just because Bigfoot was stupid, that Megan didn't need to respond to it. And I feel like when you're screaming, bitch, you're a pussy, never finna check me, every chance you get, bet your weak ass won't address me, and Nicki Minaj steps up to the plate talking about, you Bigfoot ass bitch, you fucking for beats ass hoe, you leaving your lipo appointment and then taking pics in the gym ass fraud, you alcoholic with a fake ass nose lying on your dead mama ass rat at the Stallion. You don't get to not respond and get away with it. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Did we watch the same thing? Nicki entered the ring And Megan went to the concession stand to get sushi. Since when does a song in a rap battle being bad mean that the other person doesn't need to respond? Drake dropped a hot pile of garbage where he pretended to be Snoop Dogg and Tupac with AI that he had to delete because it was so trash, and the Tupac estate was offended at how dumpster juice it was, and Kendrick still responded to it. J. Cole, bless his heart, released 7 Minute Drill, got embarrassed by his own damn self before anyone could even respond to anything. Got on stage apologizing at his own motherfucking festival. I don't know if it was for his mental health or what, but he still gets made fun of to this day for falling back and technically not responding to Kendrick since he deleted his response. Yet Megan won because Nicki said, "I dare you to say something else, bitch," and Megan didn't say anything else. This is why nobody takes female rap seriously. Because what the fuck? To say someone won just because they made somebody mad is a very unserious statement, and it's very like high school Mean Girls mind game mentality. Then y'all be lost when it's the end of the year and everybody's talking about Kendrick and Drake. I don't count because I'm gay and this was my Hiroshima. I have seen tweets like, why isn't Megan getting credit for this year? She kicked off the beef energy. She set the tones. She set all of this up. Meg opened the floodgates. Shut the fuck up. Meg opened the floodgates, Nicki came through on Noah's Ark, and the flood ended. In what world is HISS and Bigfoot comparable to Like That, Push-Ups, Tailor-Made, Euphoria, 616 in LA, Family Matters, Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, and The Heart Part 6? In what reality are they anything alike? Judging by the numbers and how many people were tuned in, we were ready for it to be like that. Meg is capable of greatness, and it's insulting to me how much y'all coddle her. She should have ripped Nicki's head off her fucking neck for some of the things that were coming out of her mouth. And I don't want to hear nothing about pitting women against each other. No, these are two rappers, first and foremost. Y'all don't have this soft ass energy for the men, and that itself is way more problematic. If you look at the roster of mainstream female rappers, Megan Thee Stallion has it. If you know about her freestyles, if you listen to her albums in full, if you listen to her mixtapes in full, her pen is fantastic. She's from Houston. Her mom was a rapper. She grew up surrounded by Southern rap. She has it. I just knew if anybody was gonna go toe to toe with Nicki Minaj that it was gonna be Megan Thee Stallion. How do you throw out the bait that you did? Nicki Minaj bites and you don't reel it in. Boa ended up dropping in May, which is one of my favorite songs from Meg's album. And there's an overall theme of like, bitch, your time is up.
Bitch, your time up. Why is you not clocking that? Doing shit for TikTok. Bitch, I'm really hip hop.
But that song did not get as much attention as HISS, and the most direct response to Bigfoot, in my opinion, is Rattle, which is track 2 on Megan's album. Ain't Got No Tea on Me, This Whole Thing She TMZ is clearly a response to Now Bigfoot, You Know I Got a Lot of Tea, and Stop Pussy Watching Bitch is a response to the slut shaming, and the song overall just responds to a lot of stuff. But by this point, it was June, and the numbers show y'all only really cared about Okene Kasegu Watashi wa Sta.
Watashi wa sta.
HISS week, Megan versus Nicki, if you can even call it that, was the most overhyped, anticlimactic bullshit that I've ever seen in my life. But now I finally understand what it's like for a woman to give you blue balls.